stop the criminal in his tracks with this magical incantation. Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no sphere.
Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no sphere. Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no sphere.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think. Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love. Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, incoming chairman of the board, James Gorman, who's coming from Morgan Stanley, basically has now expanded the search officially for a new CEO to outside of Disney. We know who was being considered inside: Alan Bergman, Josh Pitaro, Danny Pitaro, Josh D'Amaro, and of course Dana Walden, whom we will talk about a little bit later. But now they're looking forward to other people, and there are at least three people that are being talked to and looked at. One name was mentioned, and of all the people on the planet, EA's Andrew Wilson. I just checked their stocks right now, and they're not doing very good. They're doing better than Disney, but Disney's now back to about 100. Tomorrow is going to be the earnings report, and I think and it's going to be for the fourth quarter and for the whole year. And I think the stock market is anticipating a very bullish earnings report from Iger, and maybe even Gorman himself will show up. I don't know. The thing about it is, this is going to be kind of a tough thing, because they've got to find someone who's going to not out any financial shenanigans, like the FTX thing. If Disney was involved with that, I think they might have had something to do with it, especially since one of the guys on CNBC said Bob Iger's name out loud in relation to the FTX scandal. Okay. But they also have to look for someone who's got leadership qualities. Now, if you look at EA Sports, it's a gaming company, they've not been doing very well. I mean, look at this guy. I would think someone who had a seasoned, savvy look would be better than Andrew Wilson. I mean, look at this. He looks like a red carpet interviewer at the Oscars. First off, I'm sorry, I'm a girl. I will bring that up. Second of all, his company is not doing well. So why is he being looked at? Is it because he'll keep the FTX scandal a secret? Is it because he'll be able to do the things that they wanted Chapek to do and never got a chance to, because Chapek got basically run over by the cabal of Susan Arnold and Christine McCarthy and Dana Walden? Will this guy, he's a name being mentioned, okay, but because we don't know who the other people are, we can only talk about him. But if you look at EA right now, they're not doing very well, okay? And I don't know anything about gaming companies, but I looked at the stock reports, and I'm not impressed. So I don't know why Gorman, who would be looking at this guy, would want him for any other reason to either be able to guide Disney away from revealing that $3 billion money loss, probably in the FTX scandal, and someone who will go in and start removing the woke virus, firing people, and doing things that need to be done. Someone who won't pick a fight with the state of Florida. All right. So, but what does it say about Dana Walden? Well, let's talk more.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
Back. Warn him that if he doesn't leave immediately, you'll be forced to turn on the Acolyte. While this is effective, be warned that it is banned in over 97 countries for being a cruel and inhumane way to treat other human beings. Let us know how these techniques worked for you. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many good.
So, if we remember back in August, Bob Iger, or September, Bob Iger was the victim of a hit piece in the New York Times. And my theory is, and I think it's backed up by pretty smart people, that Dana Walden was the one behind the hit piece. And with the devastating loss of Kamala Harris, which I've heard that she's pretty happy she lost, actually. The devastating loss of Kamala Harris in the election to Donald Trump, Dana Walden's rise as a potential CEO, I think, has fallen on deaf ears. Okay. From what Cameron has said, the people in Hollywood that were upset are not nearly as upset about Trump winning as they were the first time. Okay. Now you see psychopaths on TikTok, threatening to stab people and all the rest of that shit. You got that, but the people that were really upset in Hollywood they're just going about their day now. Okay. So a woman CEO of the Walt Disney Corporation doesn't really have the zing to it that it would have back in 2016, all right, or 2020. Kathleen Kennedy, look, I can't imagine anybody in Hollywood having any respect for the phony because she is not who she says she is. Everything about her is a legit lie. She's a legit phony. Now, Dana Walden's lost her luster because Kamala Harris lost, and she was probably the leader of the cabal against Iger that wrote that was part of that scathing article and hit piece on Iger. And I would say that Susan Arnold, Christine McCarthy, Walden, maybe a few other women were part of it. Maybe Kennedy was, because her name does not come up at all, and Lucasfilm only comes up once. And Lucasfilm should have been the star of the shit show, because that's what they are right now. Okay, that's what Kennedy created. So I think that she was either being protected by these fucking bitches, or she was part of it, or she was told about it later. Okay, she took responsibility. She told, I'm going to assume, Carrie Beck, who probably then turned around and told John and Dave. So John and Dave probably went and told Bob Iger. Okay, this is how stupid they are. When I think about James Gorman, like I said, I think about a very serious man on the level of Vito Corleone or Carlo Gambino, Frank Costello. Okay, a mob boss. Okay, somebody who would crush you like a grape if you fucked him over. Okay, this bitch right here, by assuming something about herself that isn't true, I'm a girl boss, and blabbing to an underling that is like, I want to protect my job, and you ain't the boss anymore. I'm going to the boss with this. Okay, who then goes on a media frenzy to make herself look relevant again. She hasn't been on the campus of Lucasfilm since last year, we believe. It talks about 3 movies that are never going to happen. When you've got Matt Bellamy saying, I heard she met with media people, then the Simon Kinberg bullshit comes out. Now you've got black pills, and I'm sorry to say this, Star Wars Theory is very lazy. He just reports what he's heard. He doesn't go to look around to see if it's true or not. And you've got to go look. You've got to be connected to people like Matt Bellamy, at least be aware of what they're saying. Okay, Bellamy was laughing about this because it's never happening. Okay, she opens up her mouth and does stuff like this because she's a conniving, backstabbing bitch, and she's trying to undermine John and Dave. Okay, now we can look at the search for a CEO, but while we're doing that and, hoping that Andrew Wilson doesn't get the job, we also have to be aware that Bob Iger has got to do something about Kathleen Kennedy. He's got to shut her up. Okay. Because she's destroying Lucasfilm from the outside now. And it appears to me that she's out of their control. Maybe a visit from the Nazgul, the Witch King of Burbank on her doorstep would help. I don't know. But, so we've got this going on. Cameron's scoop from August is true that the CEO search for Disney is now looking around outside of Disney. Okay, so there's that. And how basically Dana Walden's behavior and the fact, the theory is she was one of the people behind the hit piece on Iger in either August or September, probably started the downfall of her chances being CEO of Disney. And the fact that now a female head of Disney doesn't carry the zing that it used to. Okay. And the fact that probably Iger and Gorman are really pissed at her. Okay, and of course, then we got the Kennedy mess. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.